Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well. And we got developments just as we were suspecting after the throwing pebbles at rocks, black rocks, at Satan, and doing whatever they do to goats. Yeah, it's time to get back to business. And that's exactly what happened. We're going to talk about some of the little inside stories about what was going on, the preparations that were being made by Pete Hegseth and the Department of War, and actions by Trump that compelled Iran to come up with something where they whisper uncle. Oh, we might not want you to whisper it. We'll see. Trump might take a whisper. But anyway, what do I do? I play videos. I got one we haven't seen in a while, a little short one, funny one, and one that are my new viewers. Welcome to my new viewers. Some videos you might want to see that you've never seen before that kind of puts a perspective on what we're going through. So anyway, folks, enjoy these. This will give you time to get a cup of coffee or cold brouhaha or an adult libation of your choice, or maybe even just soda water, whatever you want. And then we'll be like butter and get on roll.
Tucker, I want you to come to the White House. Believe me.
Me? I mean, sure. Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm just bluffing with Iran, you know? It's the art of the deal, baby.
Okay, yeah, President Trump is just bluffing. You guys are totally safe.
Corralled into this box where we either have to hate Vladimir Putin and believe everything evil that's said about him and love Ukraine, and there's no in between. And that reminds me a lot of you're either a white supremacist or you go with the Democrat narrative on everything under the sun.
The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today, white supremacy.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
I mean, there's as much interference here as you could possibly imagine. Before you even get to Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, and all of their children who earn millions from Ukrainian gas companies. These days, it's hard to believe anything because they've lied about COVID, they lied about Russia collusion, they lied about the Ukraine impeachment trial, and there's so much more going on in Ukraine that nobody is talking about.
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
My job as a journalist is to try to understand what is the truth here. I don't like being lied to, and we're being lied to on an epic scale. When we're told your only choice is you have to be 100% with Zelensky. Slava Ukraina. The puppet who you can find on the internet in black stilettos and leather pants. Zelensky was selected like so many of our leaders. And honestly, with big tech and with election fraud these days, we don't know how many leaders all around the world have been selected for us and weren't actually voted in.
How to build back better.
We have to build back better.
Build back better.
If Donald Trump gets the Republican nomination, there are many of us that will move heaven and earth to ensure he doesn't win.
We are fighting the same battles all over the world. To pretend that this war is about Russia and Ukraine is a barefaced lie. Putin has been warning for 15 years that he is not going to stand by while the globalists take over the world, build bioweapons facilities and whatever else they're doing in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a center of money laundering for many of the leaders in this country. Billions of US dollars have been laundered through Ukraine, and we say nothing about it. Does nobody question these things? We have an idiot like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Mr. Vindman.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Do you always insist on civilians calling you by your rank?
And sits there as a lieutenant colonel. He didn't even make colonel. And he's telling the president of the United States what his policy should be. You have a traitor in the form of Maria Yovanovitch, who was Obama's ambassador, who's telling Ukrainian government officials, don't listen to the will of the American people.
In his July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president badmouthed Yovanovitch, calling her bad news.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
And then she's given a cushy job for life at Georgetown University, and we're told that the president President of the United States cannot say to his foreign counterparts that we want you to look into something?
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So much hypocrisy and dishonesty here, and Ukraine is at the center of it all.
You want to play this? Okay. Come on. Okay. You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here. How is everyone doing? Let me get this off the screen so I can see who's come to see me tonight. And we got on the screen. Whoa, wait. I'll get back to. I got a touchy live stream here tonight. Touchy. I'll get to that in a minute. That's a joke. I want to show later. Daggone it. But give up the dust, period, with a big old period on the end of it. That's what we want. That's what we're going to get. Darla, how you doing? Todd, nice to see you. Kim, nice to see you. All right, Wayne's here. Give me thumbs up. Sherry's here. Robin's here. I saw, Robin, that you weren't feeling too good, and I hope you feel better. Rebecca's here. I'm glad they were able to check you out at any rate. Kim's here. Candace Cleanup is here. All right. All right. Let's see. And has our friend come in yet? Let me see. Elva's here. Yeah. Our thoughts are with our friends who are with us and not with us. Brush is here. So, yeah, not a lot of people in chats, as per usual. So if you're out there listening, we are thinking about you. And welcome to my lurkers. And to the Rumble crowd, I have been posting videos. I hope you all have been able to enjoy them. And I'll do that as I have the ability to. I will post videos in the most expeditious way I can do it. So anyway. Situation Room. What do we have? We had Donald Trump coming out with a post which I'll read to you as we go along, discussing what Iran must do. And, we know the routine. Iran puts out some mealy-mouthed statement where they can pretend like they've got the upper hand. And it's, they're opening up the internet in Iran, right? And last I saw was only about 30%, between 30 and 40% up. So who knows how much of this information is getting to the people. But Iran's putting up stuff on the internet that they are like the Persian Empire. When they, after Trump put out a comment, we have mostly reached a deal. I got to look it over. We're going to go in the Situation Room and see what we come up with. And, we just like when the Persians made Rome kneel, or all this ridiculous stuff. But the bottom line is they put the nuclear dust on the table. That's why I say they're whispering uncle. Do you ever remember back in the day seeing brothers or whoever fight to say uncle, and you hear uncle louder, uncle. They didn't want to say it; they just whisper it. Uncle. Finally they say it. That's where we're at. And but no, they have to keep their credibility with the people, especially the hardheads in their society, or they will be overthrown, because the nuclear program has been the entire propaganda points of their existence, the deprivations the people have endured, all for their national pride, and for the real hardheads, the ability to smite their enemies, the great Satan and the little Satan, right? So, if they reveal, hi, Robert, that they're thinking about putting that on the table, there's going to be a lot of angry hardheads, So anyway, we'll go over that and a lot more. Some more stuff from Scott Bessent. We got a couple of judges who are taking petty shots at Trump during this tumultuous time, as far as attempting to tame this mad dog in the Middle East. So they're worrying about stuff like the Kennedy Center and putting out more misinformation and disinformation about the victim fund, the victims of government abuse. So let me see. What am I missing? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, are you in contact with her? Oh, Miss Mindersu, yeah, if you got any news, we want to keep people's privacy, but I hope things work out for the best, of course. Oh, really? Yeah, Randy. We got. You're talking about Randy? Yeah, Randy and Miss Mindersu. So that's who I'm talking about, Elva. Randy told us that he was recovering, and he's got to build up his strength. It's tough. But he can make the best of it. Sometimes you can surprise yourself, and you get with the right therapist. You never know how far you can bounce back. So anyway, even while all this stuff is going on, I'm going to get this out of the way. Trump posted this. And, you know, I get little situations with viewers sometimes when they talk about things that are paranormal or occult, and you know that my worldview from a biblical perspective is that you don't clutter your mind with those things. And with everything that's going on, Donald Trump posts this. And of course, a lot of people go, oh, holy cow, what is that? The White House. They walk among us. I'll play it. What do you think the messaging is here? Don't be afraid to put it in the chats. I'll play it twice. What's the messaging here? Let's see. What do you think is the messaging? And here they followed it up with this. Aliens declassified. They walk among us. For 60 years, U.S. government has kept a closely guarded secret. Let's see, 60 years, 2026. What does that take us to? Who's good at math? Who can tell me? Where does 60 years take us back to? Hi, Sue. How you doing? They kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods, and interacting with us in our daily lives. When 60 years ago? When is 60 years ago, guys? That's what they say. For 60 years, the U.S. government has kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us in our neighborhoods and interacting with us in our daily lives. 1966 is 60 years ago, according to Todd. Todd's usually right, so I'll say, yeah, 1966. Wanda, nice to see you, says aliens are illegal, not aliens on UFO. Very perceptive of you. Pappy Two Bears, how are you? Such a serious matter. Trump in his, Trump UFO, are they helping? How far is the nearest star? What is it, Alpha Centauri? We have to live in reality. We have to worry about today. What's going on today, not fantasize. Not have our minds cluttered with bright, shiny things. All right, Elva, you're welcome. 1966. How long? After the Kennedy assassination. Who was president in 1966? Who was president in 1966? Oh, I believe it was Johnson. I think what they're telling us, first of all, Trump in his cabinet meeting, he said, a lot of people are interested in the UFO stuff with the extraterrestrials. A lot more interest than I thought it would get. Why would Trump say that? You think Trump knows everything there is to know about whatever files they have? I say yes. I say yes. And would he be sitting there telling us, I'm surprised people are showing so much interest? In other words, I'm surprised there's so many people who have let it disrupt their lives. Disrupt their lives. While he wasn't president, he couldn't elucidate on it anymore because they'd say, oh, you're giving away classified information. In a nutshell, what they've been telling us, what they're telling us right now, just what Elvis said, just what many of you are thinking, that the aliens are invaders, infiltrators, not just illegal aliens crossing the border with a knapsack. I'm talking about people who have come in to conduct illegal psychological warfare campaigns, infiltrate our government, and change our constitution and our way of life. And they have been walking among us. That's what it says on the screen. They've been keeping the secret for 60 years. But before that, they've been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods, and interacting with us in our daily lives. You name it. Operation Paperclip. You name it. Infiltrators from the former Soviet Union or China or any like-minded individuals that believe in the supremacy of a sovereign, a principality over independent living and liberties, such as is enshrined in our Constitution. That's why they call it the Great American Experiment, because it's never been tried. All forms of government for thousands of years have been subject to a sovereign, and the masses or the people were an afterthought, pawns to be guided or corralled or herded or farmed for the benefit of the royal blood. So, I think it was codified and developed in the form as far as increasing their ability to infiltrate. That's where you come up with programs like MK Ultra and Operation Mockingbird. Okay? To bolster this infiltration. That's the secret that's been being kept. And the aliens walking among us are the people who do not think with the spirit of 1776 in their hearts. So, yeah. That's what I got to say, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Did anybody guess how far away is the nearest star? How far away is the nearest star from us? You can goggle it because I don't know it on top of my head. I could look it up. I've talked about it before. I knew what it was then, but I'm old man. I can't remember all that stuff. Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. That's a good point there. So, yeah. I think Trump is gently letting people know. You know, people that have conversations with their family talking about aliens and all the other things I've talked about. You just can't mock them or refute them. You have to just put out reality and let them absorb it with their own minds. No, the nearest star to our galaxy, our solar system. Bruce, look it up, dude. 93 million if you include the sun. No, I'm not including the sun. Nearest star to our galaxy, to our solar system. So while you're looking that up, here's a little something here. Listen, all the times they've said the walls are closing in on Donald Trump, I don't want to wear it out, but let me tell you something. It's a steady march. It is closing in on them now. California passes a law making it a crime to report a crime. Proxima Centauri, 4.25 light yards or years, 25 trillion miles. Think about that. 25 trillion miles. So, no, we don't have people flying around in saucers that look like. What was the point of that man coming out saying, well, there's 4 of them. Some look like grasshoppers. Some look like Vikings, but they're 7 feet tall. They look just like Nordic Vikings. And the other ones look like traditional aliens. Traditional aliens, you know, is he got a bolt loose, or is he purposefully pointing out in a serious way? Is it his job to point out that it's a ridiculous concept? Hi, Lori. Oh, okay. You got your grandbabies coughing on you, giving you a cough. I know how that works. Yeah, spell check. That's right. Yeah, light years. Okay. But anyway, Trump is all letting it run off his back like water off a duck's back, and continuing with the program. He's got work to do, and he's doing it. I did know yesterday about this character here, and I didn't get to it. Who's there about whoever this guy is? Think about this. That's a CIA agent working for the CIA for years. $40 million in gold bars in his home. And that's something we were talking about. Bob Menendez, right? In gold bars. But I was talking about General McEnany. And he said, don't think we don't have people walking around in Iran with a knot in their pocket. Remember me saying that, folks? A big knot of cash, 50 grand or more, talking to the right people and hanging it over them, giving them money, and also gold bars. Now, these are gold bars, not like what you see in Fort Knox, where they're bigger than a brick. Okay, these are, you can hold them in the palm of your hand. And my uncle used to collect all kinds of little gold coins, these small gold bars. And yeah, he had it in his home. And I was thinking yesterday, I said, man, $40 million. But hey, if he's been there a long time and he's skimming, he comes back and says, that operation I had to do outside of the Congo with the rebels, and I need 3 gold bars. And he keeps one. Okay. Whatever operations, he keeps what they used to call a little taste for himself. What were they worth 20 years ago? See what I'm saying? Because it's damn near doubled in the last 10 years. So if he's been, I'm not sure. Well, let me see what Christian Aguirre reported on him here. A former CIA officer was arrested after allegedly stealing over 300 gold bars you can do a lot of operations in 20 years, worth over $40 million, and stashing them at his house. FBI agents raided the home of David J. Rush in Fairfax County, Virginia, and also seized about $2 million in cash and 35 luxury watches, mostly Rolexes. After a CIA internal investigation identified potential violations of law, CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred the information to the FBI for a law enforcement investigation. Rush, who held a top secret clearance and a senior management position at the CIA, that you're very insulated. You're very insulated. There is a lot of opportunity. Until recently, was this screw up getting his fingerprints on trying to oust Donald Trump? And that got some eyeballs on him, namely military intelligence, faces a federal charge of theft of public money. He said he needed the currency to pay for operations that he was in charge of, but instead of keeping it in his office to use in those operations, he took it home. Well, a little too seasoned to look like a field operative, because, you know, things go south. You got to have having youth on your side. Nothing about his tenure, because, you know, this could be, not could be, it is for a period of years of systemic theft. But anyway, this is the video I had on it yesterday. I might have a newer video on it I'll get to in a minute, but let me play this one.
U.S. A former CIA senior officer is accused of secretly stashing 300 gold bars in his house that he brushed off as work-related expenses, according to court documents, and two people familiar with his employment history. Julia Ainsley is joining us now at this exclusive reporting. Sorry, Julia. What?
I know. Hallie, when I first heard this tip, I didn't think it was real. And then the court documents spelled out that there was a man who was an employee of a government agency that was found with $40 million worth of gold bars in his home. If you're wondering how many gold bars that is, the court document says it's about 308. What my team here at NBC News.
What happened? Daggone it. I want it. Oh. Where'd my video go? Daggone it. I was interested in that. Let me get it caught back up where we were.
U.S. A former
380 gold bars.
Secretly stashing 300
can I
gold
speed
bars
you up?
in his house.
There we go.
What my team here at NBC News, Dan DeLuce and Gary Grumbach, and I found is that man was an employee of any agency. He was a high-level official with top-secret clearance in the CIA, and that he not only lied about what he was doing with this money, but that allegedly he also lied about his background, said that he graduated from a college he did not attend, that he went to a graduate school he did not attend, and that he had a pilot's license that the FAA said he did not have. So he was arrested last week, and he is now in detention facing these charges of lying about his background and perhaps knowingly embezzling American taxpayers' money. I want to read you a statement we just got in from the CIA saying that after a CIA internal investigation identified potential violations of the law, CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred the information to the FBI for a law enforcement investigation. The FBI is working closely with our partners at the CIA and the Department of Justice as we continue to investigate this matter fully. So, Hallie, we will be staying on this, but what this looks like is that this was someone who was given currency. He was even paid in cash and watches that he said needed to be used in order to pay for operations that he was in charge of. But rather than keeping it in his office, they found $40 million worth of this gold, as well as $2 million in cash and 35 luxury watches in his home. So,
yeah, you think he's the only one? You think he's the only one? And did some of his gold bars make their way into Bob Menendez's closet? I'm just thinking of the possibilities. Bob Menendez is probably tired of sitting in that jail cell. Okay. As I said, when do birds sing? I was encouraged to see Michael Francis, doing an interview with Sean Hannity, and he brought up again how his offshore account with $33 million in it came up missing. Somebody in the FBI, lawyers, judges, wouldn't surprise me, have been privy to this $33 million offshore account that disappeared. But he got a plea deal and was sentenced to 10 years. He brought that up again. And he mentioned in the past the name of James Comey. So you think this is isolated? Of course not. Of course not. When is this bird going to sing? This is a big bird, but he's not the only one. So, yeah, I'll get to that other stuff in a minute. I put this photo up yesterday about these two women got caught stealing $20-some million, $21 million. Lives of TikTok put this up, reposted this. No, it was Kaguya's top gal. Leftists are literally getting themselves, what was the term the guy used the other day? Waxed. Yeah. I'll use that, waxed. So these women could steal money from their taxes in January. Leftists were literally putting their lives on the line to take up for these lunatics right here. I mean, those lunatics were taking up for these thieves. What a bunch of idiots. They're still acting fools down there in Jersey, or up there in Jersey, wherever you're from. And I heard that Bovino is coming back. Have you all heard in the chats that Greg Bovino is coming back? And that they're deploying some hardheads with ICE whose experience and job training are in cracking heads, okay, and clearing out crowds that are causing problems. And they got their own little arsenal, their own training, professional. We used to call them leg breakers, but whatever. And just when that happens, the governor of Jersey says, "Oh, I'm gonna send the state police down to tone down the violence." I'll get to that in a minute. But you know what? I spotted something else interesting. Remember this woman here? You all remember her? The pink cowboy hat lady. Sometimes she'd be in a blue hat with a blue dress. Well, I saw about a week ago where people were questioning where she was. Hadn't seen her in weeks. Hadn't been doing anything out of her office. Hadn't been coming to any things legislatively. Nothing. Nobody knew what the hell's going on. Well, she popped up out of the ground. Apparently, I saw 2 short videos about her. Representative Frederica Wilson announces she won't seek another term in Congress. Well, she showed up. She gave a little speech. I'm not going to run again. Where do you think she's been? And when she pops up out of the ground, I'm out of here. Some people are asking, what's this congresswoman going to do if I'm not going to run again? After 15 flipping years, I'm going to travel. I'm going to speak to young people and do blah, blah, blah. Oh, when's the last time you ever heard of these people giving up power? To travel and speak to young people or speak to up and coming new blah, blah, blah. Never. They stay there till they look like the guy from Tales from the Crypt or Nancy Pelosi, either one, or Joe Biden. Something happened. And they named a boulevard after her and everybody clapping and all this stuff. She gave her little speech. And she's out of there. Who's running Florida? Ron DeSantis, former Navy SEAL commander. It's a bird that sung, I'm telling you. And, you know, based on your material assistance, you can get different treatment, right? They don't just give up, I'm saying. We all know that. Something happened. Hi, Doc, how you doing? So anyway, you know, who's this guy? His first name, you know what his first name is? Abdul. Abdul. If you ever listen to Christian Prince, he calls these Muslims that call in to argue with him, he calls them all Abdul. Because that's the name, I guess, for somebody that has sworn fealty to the Prophet Muhammad. But anyway, New York Giants Abdul Carter slams Jackson Dart for speaking at Trump's rally. What are these sports guys, you know, getting involved in? What? Undermining the president. If you don't got anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Okay. Who would what about if somebody undermined you, Abdul, for whatever your belief systems are, your name, or whatever your pedigree is? But he says if he chooses to align himself with a man like Trump, it's my responsibility, based on what I stand on, which is a pile of dung, not only to show my teammates that I'm against that, but to show the world. Okay, you want to show the world? You know how many people have the opportunity for something, that kind of money, and in a short little career, be set for life in this country? Where can you get that anywhere else? You can't. But I imagine this is the young man's response to him. I haven't listened to it. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you pre-watched, you know, for reaction videos. I don't do reaction videos. But I didn't pre-watch this. But we'll watch it together. Where's my headphones? Because I can't hear it. It's a shame he's got to justify himself for supporting Trump or wanting to make America great or any of the number of things that Donald Trump is doing. But anyway, let me play it, and then I'll be listening along with you.
Appreciate y'all being here. I understand that there's probably going to be questions that involve off the field topics, and for that, I have a statement, and I hope I can answer as many of those questions that y'all may have. And I ask that can talk about football after that, and I hope that you know, we can understand and respect that from each other. You know, obviously this was a unique opportunity. You know, being asked and given the opportunity to introduce the President of the United States. You know, my thinking was pretty simple, in the fact of, you know, I've always loved this country. I have extended family members who have fought in wars. I have 2 uncles who have retired from the Air Force Academy and served themselves. And I even have a great-grandfather who served as Secretary of Treasury at some point. So the president position has always been a position that I've well respected, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of political party. And you know, my intentions were just that. I also understand in this world, politics can be a sensitive matter, a sensitive topic, I also understand that I am the quarterback of the New York Giants, and that involves a lot of responsibility. It's under a limelight, under a microscope, and there's a lot that comes with that, and it's been something that I've embraced. I've loved being here. I've loved the city of New York. I love the city of New Jersey, the people that I've met here. It's just been a really amazing experience, and there's not another place that I'd rather be. Most importantly, the people in this organization, my teammates, the staff, the coaches, everybody that has a hand, Jose, you name it. I've loved making relationships with them and growing connections, and that's the kind of person that I am. I'm a connector. I love making relationships with people. I love hearing everybody's stories and being somebody who people can rely on to be there for them. And most importantly, I can honestly say that I love every single one of my brothers, my teammates on this team, regardless of politics, regardless of religious beliefs, regardless of anything that may be different between us. Like, I love them, and they know exactly what kind of person that I am, who comes into the facility every day, and who lays, I lay my body on the line for my guys each and every week, and it's from the connections that we build, the love that we have for each other, and I've been somebody who's always respected, the different perspectives that people may have, the backgrounds that they come from. I understand that we have such a cool opportunity as people, to be in a locker room where it's a melting pot of people from everywhere, and we get to be together. I think that the connections that we build are special because we're able to have vulnerable conversations. We're able to learn from each other, to support each other, irrespective of the color of our skin. And we have a real brotherhood. We've had a lot of honest conversations with each other as a team, and I like to keep those things private between me and my teammates, and just everything that's been said. But I love these guys, and going forward, I can't wait for what more we have to grow. The culture of this team, our brotherhood, and obviously we understand the biggest goal is to be the best team that we can be, to put ourselves in the best position to succeed, to chase a championship, to be the best players for Coach Harbs and all the coaches here. And that's our focus going forward each and every day, and can't wait to continue to do that. Appreciate you guys.
I agree, Todd. He shouldn't have to explain anything. But look what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a bunch of Abduls, and he's trying to keep some team cohesion. But I think he said the most important parts at the beginning, that he's had family, extended family, serve in the armed forces in different conflicts. And yes, you're going to support the commander-in-chief. Yes, you want your country to succeed. You're not going to sit there and throw rocks at the president of the United States or disrespect him or not. The people that were at Trump's rally are fans too. They pay your bills too, Abdul. And I don't know about you, Abdul. How about your extended family? You have anybody serve? You have anybody dodging bullets or bombs? Or bouncing across the ocean, not knowing if they're going to come back on troop transport? Maybe you did. I don't know. Maybe you did. But anyway, he was polite. He tried to be a unifier. And it's a shame that people like Abdul have to make an issue out of something and try to tear down a teammate, especially a quarterback. Yeah, I would be keeping an eye on him too. Somebody put in there, keep an eye out for that guy, Abdul. You never know when he's going to drop a tackle or block or get you in some trouble. This popped up just before I went live. George Lucas and his wife. I said, what's that about? And apparently his wife passed away. I've mentioned WW Pro in the past. I say we want to listen to what's going on in pop culture, modern culture, without listening to a bunch of foul language and, attention-getting filth sprinkled into your updates on what's happening to your things you grew up with, like Superman or Buck Rogers or, whatever. That's a good show to watch. But he posted this. Perhaps no other person is more responsible for Star Wars existing today. She broke the glass ceiling. She is the true girl boss, IRL. We'll miss you, Marcia Lucas. So apparently she has passed away. I'm sure there'll be more posts about it when I'm finished with my live stream. But I remember watching an interview with George Lucas where he said that his wife gave him editing tips, scenes that you can watch that she felt were dragging the momentum of the movie down. And that she felt that she was along with the movie. She was taken by the movie. She was like leaning forward watching. And then these certain scenes would just loosen the grip, And she recommended these scene cuts. And critics have said if Lucas hadn't taken her advice, there's a very good chance it would have been, it had been more of a stinker. It had been a drug out situation where they lose the audience's attention and lose the sense of tension. And once you see those scenes that were taken out and watch the finished product, you can see that she was exactly right. And she was so perceptive. And he took her advice on every scene. And we ended up with what we ended up. That's why they're calling her the one who's responsible for Star Wars existing today. She's the one that broke the glass ceiling. And that interview was in the 90s, maybe even earlier than that. He has always given her credit for helping him. And him trusting her notions on what makes a movie good. So anyway, rest in peace. And I'm sure George is devastated. Hi, Roland. Roland. But anyway, things we hadn't heard. There's a lady I follow named Drummer Girl on Truth Social. She put this up from Fox News. Kash Patel. FBI and Texas authorities arrest 276 suspected child predators, right? Rescue 89 children in a sweeping operation. The FBI, they teamed up with 91 Texas law enforcement agencies. See what can happen when you have a state that wants to help protect their citizens and their country, and they work together. 276 arrested and 89 kids rescued. Operation Soteria Shield. Have you heard anything about this? Anything? This should be shoved under the nose of all these governors that are causing problems. They think it's going to save them. They think it's going to keep their base in line and they'll keep their power. They don't realize their base is the lunatic crowd, the ones that get them over the top in the past are either people who have been asleep and are now waking up, or people who have expired and currently residing under a headstone, or somebody from Istanbul or Ecuador scribbling a name on a ballot and or many, many ballots. Okay, that's their base, and we're putting an end to it. ICE found 3,364 missing kids while in Minnesota. You monsters! Yeah, it's going to be, just because I'm saying it, don't stay home. Don't let off this pedal. But it's going to be a wipeout. And we've got to keep our momentum, keep our anger, keep our silent fury, make sure we get these people thrown out. Here we go. Politico posting trash about Trump on the $250 bill, the ballroom, the Kennedy Center. This is what they call news with all the stuff's going on. But the only time they put a picture of what's happening in New Jersey up is when I said, we're sending a team down there and we'll get that road opened up. I had one report where a guy got arrested. He's looking at 10 to 20 years in jail. I couldn't get a screenshot of it because he bit a couple of times an ICE agent. And the screen said sensitive content, click to open on X. And I thought it was a video that I could click on it and see like people clashing and then get the screenshot of the story. No, it was close-up shots of the ICE agent's arm. And I couldn't get it covered back up. So I figured I'd just tell the story. It's awful. Human bites are dangerous. They're more dangerous than an animal bite. And it's too gross to even think about putting on YouTube. So they went and got him, along with that one that threatened agents and their families. I showed you that the other night. So, it's like I'm saying, they're going to get these people. But now Politico, I follow them on X. I haven't seen any reporting on the debacle, the circus in New Jersey at all in their reporting. Just the stuff I said to you earlier and some other stuff to twist against Donald Trump. Now they put a picture up and it's showing ICE agents, not showing the freaks that are giving a hard time. But after the announcement that they're going to send this, I'll call them the A-team down there, the head crackers, the leg breakers, whatever you want to call them. Governor Sherrill tries to lower the temperature at the detention facility. They were going to lower the temperature. She knew what was going to happen. So, and plus they get to act like the reason the temperature's high is because of the ICE agents, not because of these malcontents, miscreants, and misfits. That they got. Speaking of, isn't this sick? I showed you that, what's his name? Played Mace Windu in Star Wars. What the hell's his name? I don't know. But anyway, I showed him yesterday. That's the boy. Stars hate that when you say, "What's his name?" Here's what's her name. The old has-been Jane Fonda endorsing Karen Bass. Well, let me tell you, Spencer Pratt is ahead, and it looks like he's going to take off like a rocket. Here he's on Greg Gutfeld telling who his constituents are. Who's his constituents? So, hey, you made it to big time if you're on Gutfeld. And I got another video where somebody's asking him, somebody from mainstream media is asking him, are you doing this just to polish your brand? What a dumbass question. Polish his brand. He's doing it because he cares about his community and he sees what's going on. But anyway, here's Gutfeld.
Do you think your message is actually resonating among the people, not just online, but that people are finally hearing it?
This is my favorite thing the internet says. They're like, he's so big on the internet, but is he big in the streets? Yes, the people I'm surging with are the people having to step over the naked drug addicts and step into human poop to get their $20 matcha.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I'm surging with. The moms across Los Angeles who have to use their strollers around fentanyl, needles, and naked drug addict zombies with machetes that maybe will chop a limb off. So, yeah.
Remember when that lady threw something at you?
Yeah, oh my, in Los Angeles,
yes.
I was walking and a woman threw something at me and I looked and it was a knife.
Yes.
She threw a knife at me and then she called me a crazy bitch, which I feel like she was projecting.
Well, she injected a little humor there, but we all can see that he's addressing problems that everyday people see. Here's some residents in LA dunking on the government. You know, and I'm grateful that people are waking up. But I'm still frustrated that they don't have their minds open to what the real relationship between American citizens and the people that serve in government, not rule in government. I wish they would, maybe they'll evolve to that point. You know, they're not your government officials. They're your public servants, okay? But at least they're waking up to some degree.
What makes you angry about LA?
Kind of smell like shit, but it's alright.
Homeless on every corner.
LA isn't a city, it's a public toilet at this point.
I don't want to walk to my car and go, oops, I stepped in human feces.
Actually, I'm not angry about LA. There's traffic, but it's been like that forever.
There's homelessness, but it's been like that forever.
Yeah.
Poverty, period.
The potholes. What is Mayor Bass doing to solve these problems?
No, I didn't hear nothing. Ain't no change.
Nothing.
Still smell like shit. I haven't seen none.
I wonder sometimes.
Who were you voting for?
Bass.
Right. Nothing that Bass has done, but you're going to vote for her.
I'm not even voting.
Does it matter? It really doesn't matter. Spencer Pratt. Spencer Pratt. We're going to have a Pratt Daddy summer, I'll tell you that.
He actually tells us the truth. He tells you the real hard truth of what's going on.
Karen Bass.
What is Karen Bass's greatest accomplishment?
Removing the homeless.
Yeah, she did a great job with that.
I believe so. Do you agree?
No.
Absolutely not.
It's been a year and a half since the Palisades fire, and practically nothing has been rebuilt. If this was a year and a half ago, I would be in someone's house right now. Did Karen Bass do a good job handling the Palisade fires?
Absolutely not. She wasn't even here.
She could have done a better job of throwing a ball from here to China.
She didn't do a great job.
So just so we're counting, can't name an accomplishment of Karen Bass, didn't do a good job in the fires, but she's still your girl.
She's still my girl.
Nithya Raman.
Never heard of her.
She says she has the solution to stopping wildfires, stopping backyard barbecues.
I'm African American, I'm whole black. We gonna barbecue regardless.
What? Now you can't do that.
Enough said.
Pratt says he just wants you to go get a matcha without having to step on human poop. Is that how low the bar is here in LA?
I have thrown away 3 pairs of shoes for stepping actual human feces.
You do have to watch your step. These people that want to vote for Karen Bass or ramen noodles, you want to step in poop?
That's all of us.
He says nobody is fixing LA's problems. Is he right?
I didn't see nothing get fixed.
He's right.
I look at Spencer Pratt, I see myself. I see somebody who has directly been affected by the leadership.
You can't solve everything overnight.
She's been mayor for 4 years.
Okay, touche, you got me on that one.
Karen Bass said by 2026 there'll be zero homelessness. Does this look like zero homelessness? How's the homeless situation here?
Bad. The other day I saw a naked man.
It's everywhere. I mean, go down the street right here, you'll see a crackhead running.
It's now a druggy situation.
I just seen a homeless person, like 10 different homeless people around the corner.
Karen Bass said by 2026 there'd be zero homelessness in LA.
Karen Bass lied her ass off.
Maybe December 31st, 2026.
Now, I'm going to interrupt because I saw what's wrong with some of these people's brains. You know what? There's some areas in California. This was reported like 15 years ago, where they're taking wastewater, sewage water, and so-called reclaiming it. Okay, and California is not the only state. And they're supposedly able to treat it to where it's potable, and they run it through the water system of the municipality. And now we're hearing 15 years later about these micropharmaceuticals and estrogenic characteristics with men because of birth control pills. And who knows what else you're getting from what dung, other people's dung. And we know from Donald Trump that they have been blocking water coming down from the north. Hundreds of millions of gallons. They just dump it out into the sea and they make the people drink their own damn dung water. So that might have something to do. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making a joke. Look it up. Recycled or reclaimed sewage for drinking water. And yeah, maybe that's got something to do with what's wrong with these people's brains. Now we got a lot of people though that they got their head on right. Must drink bottled water from somewhere else. I don't know.
When you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Here in LA, if you need to throw something away, look no further than to the ground. Migrant here in California just got a free government-funded boob job. Has the government ever given you anything for free?
Trauma.
We ain't got reparations.
Where's mine at? Do I have to be homeless and an immigrant to get anything? I might approve of that one because I want to look at some hot people.
Doesn't mean we have to like you.
By the way, before I let you go, should Gavin Newsom run for president?
Hell no.
A triple hell no.
Who the is Gavin Newsom?
You think Kamala bombed? Listen.
Ain't he losing his memory? He's old.
Gavin's about 40-something years old.
So I got him confused with that other fool that was running for president.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Bingo.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters? You're on his show on Fox.
Oh, boy.
Do you know who I am?
Well, I just noticed this was TMZ. Let's see if I got to take half this video down. Let's see if I got to take half the video down because it's TMZ video. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they need to ask the people about drinking their own dung water. And that's not an exaggeration by me. I'm going to get back to the topic of Iran. Here's what Trump put out. And remember, the devil's always in the details. And Trump put out a pretty detailed post. Iran must agree that they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. The Hormuz Strait must immediately open, no tolls for unrestricted shipping traffic in both directions. All water mines, bombs, if any, will be terminated. We have removed through detonation numerous such mines with our great underwater minesweepers. Iran will complete the immediate removal and or detonation of any mines left, which will not be many. Ships caught in the strait, due to our amazing and unprecedented naval blockade, which will now be lifted, may start the process of heading home. Say hello to your wives, husbands, parents, and families from me, your favorite president. The enriched material deep underground with virtually collapsed mountains caused by our powerful B-2 bomber attack 11 months ago, sitting on top of it, will be unearthed by the United States Now he's going to bring in China now, which it is agreed is the only country, along with China, with the mechanical capability of doing so, in close coordination and in conjunction with the Islamic Republic of Iran, plus the International Atomic Energy Agency, and destroyed. No money will be exchanged until further notice. I missed the part up here, which is agreed the only country, along with China, with the mechanical ability to do so. I skipped a part of it. Yeah. So China's involved. China's going to play Big Daddy from Cincinnati, kind of like good cop, bad cop. The reason I'll get to my thumbnail in a minute, why I use that picture of the American flag with Iran. No money will be exchanged till further notice. Other items of far less importance have been agreed to. I will be meeting now in the Situation Room to make a final determination. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Okay. The reason Donald Trump put this picture, I changed the color a little bit, make it look like uranium dust, and put the words over it, give up the dust period. But Trump put up this picture a week ago, the American flag over the entire Middle East with all the arrows going into Iran, and he did it for a reason. He's telling them, everybody is on our side. You're surrounded. Nobody likes you, and nobody wants you to have a nuclear bomb. They are with America on that issue. Everybody. And that includes China. That includes Russia. That includes Turkey. Okay? They don't want no parts of Turkey. So that's why I put this picture up. Everybody's on Trump's side. I've said Trump's got them all over a barrel because he is the reason that strait's closed, because of their behavior and their refusal to give up the uranium. And he's not going to let them get away with keeping uranium. It's just that simple. If they're playing a game now, they'll regret it later. I'll put it that way. Yeah. How you doing, Frank? He's putting the screws to China. And we're not in a hurry. Yeah, we have to get rid of the radical Islamic part of Iran. Because I had friends that were Muslim, and I talked about it in the past. So let me see. Where are we at now? Let's see. I'm behind now, aren't I? Well, let me see. What's this one? Oh, remember that guy, Tom Steyer? I put up a video about him going into a neighborhood where he had promised reparations. And I heard the reparations in the video I played earlier. Now, as if he didn't learn his lesson, he almost got his head knocked off. Now, he put a video out where he's congratulating a boy playing in girls' sports, standing with trans athletes. I mean, can you screw up any worse? Or are they that delusional that they think promising reparations and pushing trans ideology is a winning thing for them?
On Instagram Reels, I saw you guys were talking about me and the support that I had despite all the social media drama. So I found it pretty interesting that you're set on just basically a set choice on where you stand with trans athletes.
I am.
It was nice to just have a straight decision on who you support.
Well, you know what I always say, and I think I said this to your mom, most people support you 90% of the time, just not the 10% you need them for. If we're going to be on side, then we're on side 100% of the time.
I've been outed like so many times over and over, you know, doxed where I go to school. So I feel like more safety aspect and not just supporting, but
Protecting.
Protection.
I totally agree. Look, I was saying in this town hall, it's the job of the governor to stand between danger and Californians. And I mean it. And to make sure that people are safe and to protect them from all the malign influences in this world. And I take that super, super, super seriously for you, just so you know. And I'm so proud of you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
So proud of you for succeeding, so proud of you for competing. That's really the point. And I'm gonna hope like heck that you don't just make state, but you do really well there.
Thank you.
Deal?
Deal.
Deal. Congratulations on what you've done as a mom, and congratulations on what you've done as an athlete.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Proud of you for whooping up on girls. You're a guy that's whooping up on girls and have a mental disorder. I'm so proud of you and your mental disorder. Yeah, we're gonna take care of you. So what a bunch of hooey. But anyway, here we got New Jersey Governor Mickey Sherrill sends in state police to stop violence at Newark ICE facility. I told you I had a little video on that. Here she is. Oh, she wasn't worried about the protester violence. She was worried about what was coming from ICE.
Our job is to protect all members of the public. We have therefore established a plan in coordination with our law enforcement partners to delineate peaceful assembly zones. At this juncture, we are at currently right now, our mission will start with our messaging to our local advocates that our focus is to allow for peaceful assembly through the creation of these designated areas to assemble and minimizing the impediments to our roadways while de-escalating tensions in these areas. Once we delineate these zones, our posture would then focus on maintaining a peaceful environment. It is also important to note that while we establish these zones, our local ICE agents and partners have agreed to remove themselves from the immediate area, decreasing potential agitation from the protesters. We will continue to monitor this environment.
Okay, yeah, state police, at least the ones I've seen, most of the time, they're no nonsense. Okay, they're professionals in most states that I've seen. They are top cops, and I seldom remove comments, but comments cannot contain words that are in violation of YouTube policy. Like, that's why I talk in broken sentences, or I spell words so I won't get in trouble. Things like MUR and then DER are not allowed. Okay, keep those out of the chats. Also, excessive capitals are considered yelling. I don't make the rules. It's you, Tizzle. Okay, so you got to misspell your words in a way that people can read them if you want to put in red rum. Or what's that spelled backwards? Mur and then der, right? Okay, we want to protect the channel. So these politicians, here's Babylon B. James Talarico, what's that? How do you say his name? Taking, quote, not acting gay, unquote, lessons from Tim Walz. Yeah, well, see how good you do with that. Oh, my God. Wait a minute before I put that up. Anyway, here's another post from Donald J. Trump. Shockingly, a judge appointed by Barack Hussein Obama, Christopher Cooper. I looked his picture up. He looks like a pudding, a little pudgy, fat body. Ruled that the Kennedy Center, which was going to close in early July for large-scale renovations and construction due to years of neglect, decay, and poor maintenance, and which was to be transformed by the Trump administration into the finest facility of its kind anywhere in the world, is not allowed to close for these renovations. which would not be possible to properly do without such a closure. Remember that, folks. The tunnels underneath were in such disrepair, was the claim there. But okay, we'll see how this goes. I think they didn't want them digging around them tunnels. We shall see. Additionally, Judge Cooper ruled that the 36-member Board of Trustees, which unanimously voted to add the name Trump onto the former Kennedy Center, making it the Trump Kennedy Center, did not have the right to do such an addition, and the name Trump must be removed. You know, this is petty, okay? And Trump is going to Congress and say, look, set up something else that's not underneath my purview then. You guys take it, okay? Figure out something else. Make it a private entity. If you won't let me repair it and you won't let my name go on there, which the trustees came up with, it wasn't Trump, but they were unanimous in putting Trump's name on it because he's the only one paying attention to it. It's a rat hole, okay? And, you know, get it out of my purview since I'm not going to be responsible for a dump, okay? So we'll see how that turns out. It'll probably get appealed. But then what's the other thing a dopey judge comes out with? On the same day, I believe it's synchronized. I believe it's synchronized to hurt Donald Trump, and anything he accomplishes in Iran, they're going to call it a defeat. If he wipes them off face of the earth, he's going to be a bully and a cruel person who's alienating the rest of the world. If he works a sensitive deal with that, they're going to say he chickened out. There's nothing he can do except go forward to success. And we're on the cusp of a huge success, which Newt Gingrich is in agreement with me. I'll read one of his comments. But this is the next thing that a judge chimed in on the same day to cover up any possible press of a success in Iran, okay? And the relieving of tensions on the stock market, the oil market, or anything like that. They want people talking about stuff like this. Judge blocks Trump's $1.8 billion, quote, slush fund for January 6th rioters. Boy, I let him have it in the comments. I said it's a victims fund for people like mothers going to school board meetings, people been abused by the IRS, churchgoers, and many other people who have been abused by the government. I said, your reporting is misinformation and disinformation and maybe criminal subversion. Wait for the lawsuits and charges on the way. That's what I told them. A U.S. judge blocked the administration from operating a so-called $1.8 billion, quote, slush fund for J6 rioters. The anti-weapon, see, it wasn't for J6 rioters. All right, the Telegraph is out of the UK or some, I don't know where the hell it ain't American. So they put a picture of a guy with a cowboy hat up there, okay? And just a picture of the Capitol. The Anti-Weaponization Fund was announced last week as part of legal settlement in a case Donald Trump and his family brought against the government earlier this year. So we got federal judges taking up the nation's time, putting roadblocks in the way of repairing the Kennedy Center, making it a safe and clean facility, and denying victims of government abuse some relief. People whose lives were ruined by hostile entities. Well, Fox News put it up a little, no, not Fox, it was Newsmax. They put it up a little softer. Judge temporarily blocks, not a permanent, payouts from Trump's anti-weaponization fund. None of that narrative building crap like you see out of the Telegraph. Here's Scott Bessent. Guess what he found? He's at the Reagan National Economic Forum. Guess what he found? He found a big fat crypto wallet that belonged to Iran. And guess what? He's got it in his back pocket right now.
Great GC Gulf allies were a little less than transparent about their banking system. That, oh no, we don't have any Iranian oil. And 2,200 the shells and missiles and drones here, 500 or 600 there. All of a sudden, it's here, they have at it. So we've frozen Iranian bank accounts
after they started getting bombed by Iran.
Yes, but it was a big strategic
mistake
failure on the financial
side, and you jumped right in.
That's Larry Kudlow. A lot of people tease Larry Kudlow because he'll have his 2 martini lunches. More like 3. But anyway, I like Larry Kudlow. But anyway.
We jumped right in, and they've been very good partners. I believe that we have seized about $1 billion of their crypto, and
just outright seized it.
Just outright grabbed the wallets. Some of them may be like typing in right now and realize they might not have realized that their wallet had been grabbed. And we are working with our allies all over Europe to grab villas and houses and properties. And this is money that's stolen from the Iranian people.
So he seized about $1 billion in a crypto wallet from Iran. Maybe that's one of the things that got him to come to the table, so to speak. Anyway, here we might as well take a look at it. What is this? Oil. Brent last day financial dropped $1.40, 84.41. We'll see what it is tomorrow. Way far off from what was happening under the Biden Marxist administration, the illegal infiltration of our government by Marxists. And here's that little blurb I was going to put up. I put it by accident earlier. Where did it go? Oh, maybe I lost it. Joe Biden. Babylon Bee put up something with Joe Biden on it. Here it is. Here it is. Jill Biden explains she thought Joe had a stroke during debate, which is why she left him up there to die. Well, I guess somebody got mad about YouTube's terms of service and left, which is fine with me. Can't have a little common sense when you're, S3X. So anyway, let's see. This guy. What are we going to do with this guy? Top New Jersey. This is from the New York Post. You all can look it up on X if you want. They got a video that goes with it. Top New Jersey congressional hopeful volunteered with Al-Qaeda linked group in the 1990s. Who's that? Who's that with the gray beard? Remember the blind sheikh? This guy's running for office. He should be denaturalized and deported. Disciple of a convicted terrorist. They got video of him saying what a great guy he was. And he planned bombings and all kinds of stuff. The blind shake. New Jersey Congressman, congressional candidate Adam Hamway, who was born in Egypt, has close ties to Islamic terrorists who plotted to bomb the U.S. Deport. I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. If I'd had time, I'd have transcribed the video. Laura Loomer put this up. The Democrats' official X account is laughing that musicians are pulling out of America's 250-year concert due to threats from leftists. They're laughing at it. Oh, look, we made them back down. Even more disgusting is they posted a picture with X's over the artists' faces as if the musicians had been eliminated. The left is completely unhinged. Here's the picture they put up. See? Democrats. Blue check mark. Update on Trump's Freedom 250 concert. Featured performers. Who'd they put X's over? Oh, man, that's hard to read. Can y'all read the names? Young MC. And a question mark over CC. I've never heard of some of these people. I don't keep up with. Vanilla Ice, he's not going to back down. Milli Vanilli. The Commodores, they backed off. Oh, man, you guys are old enough to know better. I'll put it that. Morris Day and the Time. You're old enough to know better. Florida and Brett Michaels and many more. They're celebrating on an official Democrat blue check account. They are sick. They have lost their damn minds. Libs of TikTok put this up. James Talicaro posted screenshots texting with a former female student and urged his students multiple times to text and call him outside school. Dude is a walking red flag. I'm not going to read these texts, but you can imagine. What do you think he was up to? What do you think he was up to? Do you think something might come out? Or you think former students are getting a little extra fun money for the summer? Huh? Keep their yaps shut. Like what happened with Tim Walz. Newsom designates California a sanctuary state for fraud. Oh, we're going to catch up with them. We're going to catch up with them. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. But see, we gotta be careful because why? Because the judges, like this thing right here, this nerd. Democrat appointed judge Mark Fabiano agreed to release the illegal alien who killed a woman on $7,500 bail. So post 10% is $750. And you're out there walking around. He was arrested by ICE after he posted bail just as he was being freed. Thank God ICE got there in time. Imagine if he had been let go. How many more innocent Americans would have lost their lives? That's the way I'm supposed to say it on YouTube. After this activist judge released him back onto the streets. Yeah. Gulherm Campos, who knows what his last name? Who cares? Get him the hell out of here. We don't want to see him again. Do you all watch this? What do they call it? ESPN Sports or whatever. Jamel Hill hates America and Jackson Dart. The guy I just played the video of. There's a reason ESPN fired her. I have no idea who she is. I don't watch ESPN, and that's part of the reason. But right here, CNN's going to give the bullhorn to people that hate America. Has-beens.
What changed about this narrative of sports and politics not belonging together is when, frankly, black athletes started to show more agency and started to speak more about some of the conditions that people in their community were facing, or even some of the experiences that they had. That's when it became, oh no, don't mix sports and politics. In this particular case, this was an unforced error by Jackson Dart. Again, Donald Trump is historically unpopular. You are the quarterback of the New York Giants. What was the point? What is the upside in appearing at this rally? Now, he has a right to support whoever he wants, but Abdul Carter has a right to criticize his support of that. And a lot of athletes, partly what makes them hesitant about talking about their political beliefs is that they don't want the blowback and they don't want the resistance and how people might feel about it. So, yeah, his teammate, who is a Muslim, who is a black man in America, had every right to question him about what that support means, especially when you are considered to be the face of the organization and the sort of default leader.
You got a lot of nerve about talking about getting involved in politics. And, well, they just get... Trump is so unpopular, he won the presidency 3 times. And he's steamrolling right now over top of all you freaks. And you just don't know it yet. By the way, hi, Sparky, how you doing? I put a link for buy me a coffee in the chats around the hour mark, I think it was. I forgot to say anything twice. But I'll put it in again. It's in the chats. You can hit the link on the replay. It works after the live stream, but I want to thank Sparky, who I just said hi to, and Mike and Bev, and Younger Gang, and our dear friend Miss Minder Sue, and Wayne, and Robin for helping out with Buy Me a Coffee. Let me put some booms up. And we all have to keep our friends in mind, like Randy and Miss Minder Sue. We hope you all are doing well if you're listening. And we look forward to hearing from you all real soon. Hope you do better. Kaboom! And I'm going to give a bunch of boom, boom, booms for everybody who went to buy me a coffee. And I put up my hearts, right, for Miss Minder Sue and all my nice viewers out there. This is a totally viewer-supported broadcast. That's why you don't have commercials to go through. But anyway, here we go again with Laura Loomer. I am not going to read the long, deranged ex-post by Marjorie Taylor Greene. But Laura Loomer's given me a good enough synopsis, thank God, where I don't have to read it. In a long, deranged ex-post saying goodbye to Thomas Massie, MTG appears to imply that the Trump administration waxed Charlie Kirk, writing, I saw it all coming early. Had just watched my friend Charlie Kirk assassinated and knew they were going to do all of it and probably worse to me too. So I refused to allow it to happen to me, my family, and my district, so I resigned. In reality, quote, they didn't wax Charlie Kirk. A left-wing, Antifa, trans-loving liberal did. Something is very wrong with MTG. I was going to copy that text and read. I'm not reading that crap. She's just like Candace Owen. I said in the past, I made some of my viewers mad, hadn't seen them. I said she took egg beater, stuck it inside her ear hole, and started cranking the handle. That's the only thing I can think of for them to act and behave the way they're acting and behaving. They're nuts. Man, I got reports. I don't even know what they are. Let me see here. Trolls set up fake homeless encampment outside of leftist mayoral candidate Nithya Raman. Leftist, that must be the third one. We were talking about, okay, if I guess she's not even registering 10%. I don't know. Because Karen Basuro had 32%, and I don't know. I never heard of her. But, well, let's see. I'll go ahead and play it.
These videos all over on social media, sparking debate over political protest and personal space. The videos now viewed hundreds of thousands of times online.
It's crazy.
Fake homeless encampments set up outside LA City Councilwoman and mayoral candidate Nithya Raman's home.
This is happening all over the city, and we brought it to her doorstep so she can see what other people are going through.
A man who claims he helped organize the stunt spoke exclusively with Fox 11 with his face covered.
All the political violence that's been going on, it's really important that people protect their identities.
Tents, trash, old tires, and a barbecue Monday morning, all outside Raman's home.
Basically doing a parody ad for her. Like if we were in charge of her campaign, this was the ad that we would make. Yo, what's going on?
What he describes as a broader, sarcastic effort across Raman's Council District 4 in support of Spencer Pratt. Do you know Spencer Pratt, or are you affiliated with the Spencer Pratt campaign?
Absolutely never met him. Big fan of his work.
Who is funding this?
So we have a group of donors from around the country. Check us out online at Safe Cities USA.
My support has been growing.
At a press conference Thursday, Raman discussed a new UC Berkeley poll showing her in second place in the mayor's race, but did not address the videos.
I looked out the window and I realized that there were people setting up what was, I think, a fake encampment, like a homeless encampment outside of my house.
Earlier this week, though, she spoke about them on the Adam Conover podcast.
I have two little kids.
Yeah.
They didn't see it, luckily, this morning. But, I feel badly that I'm even subjecting them to that at all. But it has definitely, this has gone far beyond what I expected the campaign to be about.
They feel like this draws the line.
Yeah, I think that, it's a public street, and I can see where she's upset, but think about everybody else that's going through the same thing constantly that are being ignored.
This race already getting national attention, with the election now just a few days away. Matthew Seedorf reporting, Fox 11 News.
Yeah, how do you think other citizens are feeling? You think you're supposed to be immune? Why? Why do you think you're supposed to be immune and everybody else has got to suffer? Because you're special, right? They all think they're special. I'm going to put my, I should have moved it where I could get to it quick. My postage stamp up. There we go. Trolls set up fake homeless encampment. That's good. Is on the record that the homeless are not a threat. Well, now she's, Todd, she's on record for saying that. Well, yeah, what are you worried about? You take your kids out there to play with them. Make a new friend. Yeah, but all the other citizens have to put up with that crap. So anyway, folks, I'm going to put this is Spencer Pratt. I told you about a nitwit reporter trying to put him on the spot about, are you trying to burnish your brand? Is that why you're running for mayor? Because you just want your brand to work? And by the way, folks, I put up my QR code for those who want to scan, buy me a coffee, and I'll put a link in the chat. So it's at the bottom of the broadcast. I'm going to say what I always say, right? I say, before I play this video, thank you for spending your precious time with me. And I want the best for everyone. Don't sit on the edge of your seat waiting for disaster to happen. This whole exercise over the last 10 plus years is to lower the chances of irreparably damaging our nation and tearing the fabric of our nation and permanently dividing our nation. It's been a long, hard slog. We're coming to the end of it, folks. And keep on keeping on. And I know everyone's going to keep Randy and Miss Mindra Sue and all of our other friends in their prayers. And we hope everything turns out all right for them. Okay. So anyway, like I say, it is precious time, you know. Many of us, some of us don't think this way, but many of us do. Many of your friends and family members don't think about how short life can be. All right. And that we are honored to be in this time. I'm excited about this time period. This is something historical, and it is truly biblical. And the best is yet to come. But anyway, thank you once again for spending your precious time with me. Enjoy this video. I should be going live soon. So if you are, and by the way, I'm feeling perkier today. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Praise the Lord for that. So anyway, folks, you all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
What about people that might say, is this just about self-promotion? Is this just about to get your brand? And man, your brand is hot right now. It's probably hotter than ever right now. How do you convince those people that you say, no, I really want this job. I want to change the city?
Yeah, let's rewind. Everything I've ever worked for burned in my house. Everything my parents ever worked for burned in their house. I got on this mission. It was never to run for mayor. I started this to expose the corruption and the negligence of our city leaders. And when I got to the farthest distance I could, where I proved they were obstructing justice, altering after-action reports after the fire, and there was nothing more they could do, that's when I organically got in the race, because no one else was going to run. I was never going to be the mayor, but nobody was going to run against her that could beat her. I had to step into this. And again, running for mayor is not fun, let's be clear. I have to have 24-hour security with the amount of death threats. My kid now has to have a security next to him when he goes in the ocean, because psychos come to the beach to... This is not like, oh, I get to be on a new show. I'm like, oh, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm in Top Gun 3 with Miles Teller. This is not fun, fighting DSA socialists in the city of LA. So anybody that really is paying attention, politics is not fun. And now I'm deep in politics, fighting a machine that is against the